Hey everyone, we are got an exciting day today. Trying to build a ramp for my dogs in their dog area. Let me give you a tour here. So right here's their fenced in area. Goes all the way around to a gate. Right there's the tent that my truck stays in. Sorry about the lighting. Comes around and to the steps. There's the ramp. Very simple. There's one of our dogs right there, actually, Luna. But basically, we got one bigger dog, Rottweiler named Diesel, and a little one named Sophie. She's the oldest, and she's a little dachshund. And she actually, these big steps going up and down is really hard on their joints and stuff. So I'm trying to prolong. Don't want to mess up their hips or nothing. And I had these boards left over from redecking my car hauler trailer, which is, you can kind of see it right in the background there. But anyway, I redecked that with some white ash, I believe. And this was just it was getting punky kinda, and it's just treated pine. It was cheap and soft. So I was actually planning on cutting it up and using it as firewood. But obviously not inside the house, just out here burning brush and stuff. But I thought, you know what, if I can save my dog's hips and legs and ankles, I'll build a ramp with them, and I think we're gonna actually coat the top. We'll let them dry nice, but we're gonna coat the top with this. You can't even see the front. It's just Herculiner, some bed liner for grip and traction. It's not too bad of an angle right now. It supports me, but we're gonna overbuild it. Kind of see here. Kind of see the thickness is probably a good maybe inch and a quarter thick deck board. I'm gonna do 2 layers of it. In fact, that's what I'm working on right now. I just cut these. They're laying in place. As far as this end, I don't know if I'm gonna stake it or actually have to screw into the deck. Throwing around some ideas. It's very crude. But get it done and use some leftover material. Good to go. So stay tuned. Just a project update. Getting there. So I got it kind of roughed out. It's 2 stacked. I know this lighting is terrible, and I apologize, guys. But it's early morning, and sun's not directly overhead yet. And anyway, one thing I've been finding too when I've been doing these projects or working, depends on what field you work on. If you're just in a desk job or you help your family out sometimes doing anything. One thing I've been doing is I take notes, things to buy, as far as like tools go. What can make my life easier, especially for these projects? And one thing I took note of, and I actually got here for my past birthday here in July, was I always thought, it'd be nice having a set of sawhorses. I know everyone on YouTube's going to be like, well, you should have just made them. These are just the cheapo Stanleys, nothing special. Easier to buy them, especially for a family member for a gift. And man, I just literally cut them out of the package. We're gonna set all these boards up. I'm gonna screw the backside of these boards with some 2x4s, keep them all like clumped up so they don't separate, and it won't do much for strength, but it'll keep them all together. It'll unify them. So we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna flip over this bottom layer. We're gonna flip that over and drill and screw 2x4, keep all the bottom together. Then we're actually gonna, the top layer is offset, as you can see. Again, sorry about this light, but up here you can here's a gap. And so if you put these in line with each other, well, you're gonna have a seam like that. You don't want that. We're gonna offset it for a little bit of strength, and it'll keep it together a little bit better. Sad part is I'm gonna have to rip a couple boards for this end over here, and then that end over there. I'm gonna have to rip them because they're not true dimension or full dimension like the other boards. But it'll take a little extra time. Build it right, build it once. To be honest, if I was doing this right, I should be using new lumber and stuff. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna double it up with what I got. Use what I got. I'm gonna seal the top of it with that bed liner. Should last me a while, and best case scenario, I'll learn how to build it better the second time when these go to hell. So yeah, stay tuned. A little update, we're getting there. Use the sawhorses, those worked out real good. Come in here. You know, it's very crude build. Got some 2x4s underneath the second layer. I ended up actually turning it using the 3 pieces that are staggered. I put them underneath instead of having them on top, and having the 4 pieces on top, which means there is an edge, but I really don't feel like ripping these kind of crappy boards. As far as that goes, it's strong. I mean, my dog, it can support me, and I weigh a lot more than weigh a little bit more than one of my dogs. My one dog, he's about 140, so I'll be strong enough for him. And she's light. She's only 40, and the other one's like 16 pounds. So getting her. We're gonna let the sun cook on her for a while, as you can see. Let it dry up nice, and then we're gonna hit it with that bed liner. And like I say, I'm still throwing around the idea of some kind of little strips almost for their paws when they're coming down, that they have a little bit of traction, they feel a little bit better. But that'll be, we'll paint it first with that Herculiner. We'll see how it is. If the dogs like it, then if I need something else, we'll add that. So coming along, taking more time than I thought, but that's usually how projects go. All right, another update. Let's go out here. So this is my garage. We'll go over that a little bit later. So this goes to the back deck. And right now I got my sawhorses blocking. Been wiping this down, sanded the edges with a little, with my Milwaukee, my cordless grinder. Put a 80 grit or 60 grit flap wheel on. Works real good on wood or metal. I mean, they're designed for metal, but doesn't gum up. Pretty happy with that. It's just like 60 grit sandpaper, just going really fast instead of using a DA or just an orbital, you know. So there we go. You can kind of see the little dark area yet. I've been wiping that down, trying to prep it for the bed liner. That bed liner is pretty good. It grips to anything, including skin. You know, I've been trying to get that crap off of me forever. So the next part is we'll let that bake in the sun now for a little bit, and then we're going to hit it with some bed liner. There's Luna again, my project manager. And yeah, she should be good to go. It's very strong. I'm hoping that bed liner gives it enough grip where I don't need to mess with the little grip strips. Not grip tape. I'm actually talking about like a little piece of trim, and just ladder it up for the dogs so they don't slide down. It's not, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's not that huge of an incline. It's hard to tell. I mean, pictures don't do justice. But you know what? We're gonna Herculine it, and we're gonna see where we go from there. So yeah, getting there. I think now what we're gonna do is back here on the other side of my fence. See, there's a log pile over there. In the woods on the back side of our property, we have a bunch of split wood that I think I'm gonna hook up the trailer to one of our tractors here, and we'll go load some of that up. Sorry, I apologize for the sun. And yeah, we'll go load that up, maybe start stacking some of that, and then hopefully in the meantime, like I say, the sun's just baking on it right now on that project. I got my sawhorses in the way so the pups don't go up and down it somewhat. They will anyway, but turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. Just so happens, you know, that's what happens when you take your time on projects. and you know, think things through a little bit. Realistically, what I should have done is I should have planned this, sketched it out on a sheet of paper. It's always good to, the day before, kind of go through your projects, even depending on how big they are, way further out than that. But simple projects like this, you know, people think, oh, I'll just wing it. Yes and no, you know, that's good, but I tell you, when you can really think about stuff, when you redesign it about 10 times, but it's for the best, you know, and you know, you get surprised how well stuff turns out eventually then. So all right, let's go. We'll go stack some wood. I'll film me. We'll hook up the tractor to the trailer and get a load pile. I was trying to design my own pickaroo. I'll show you that here in a second. Did not work. I seen them online. You can get them for 20-30 bucks. I think I'm gonna break down and just buy one. For those of you who don't know what a pickaroo is, it's basically just an axe handle with a, well, I'll show you mine, but it looks like kind of a pick on the end, like on an angle. And all you're designed to do then is you're supposed to hold it with your one hand and then you reach down. It's kind of a back saver. You reach down. I'll show you kind of what it's designed for. The ones that actually work, probably the ones you actually buy instead of the ones I butcher and design. They work supposedly very well. I got a bunch of hardwood that mine couldn't even. It just rebounded right off. It didn't even puncture. Now I have more of like a chisel end on the end of my pickaroo, where some of them might be more of like a pointed, like a almost like a center punch, like a coned point end. So maybe that's what I did wrong. It's not supposed to be maybe a chisel. It's more supposed to be a point, an actual what do you want to call it now? Spike on the end. So I might have to redesign it, or like I say, just break down and buy one. But I'll show you kind of what I mean here in a little bit. Let's go hook up the tractor. Battery tender. Best saver of batteries right there. Mitsubishi. Here's the John Deere. Still got the snowblower on. Use it as a big box blade. Let's go up the trailer. simple advice for you. Pretty much common sense. Wood pile's right there. Look where I got the trailer. Get it as close to your work as possible. Save you a little bit of effort. And now, to even go the extra step, this is a hill right here, this road, right? Now, if we were hauling a lot of stuff, this is more relevant to. But what I did was I came around here and did a loop-de-loop here, and now I'm facing uphill. So basically, all I need to do is load up and drive away instead of trying to load up and make a tight corner. Now, this is more relevant to longer trailers, heavier trailers, trucks, whatever, you know. Use your head. Now we're gonna load up a little bit. Right back here, the box gun. I don't know if you guys can make that out. Right there, a tree tipped over and it uprooted. And we got early spring, we had a bunch of pups around here. Still could see quite a few of them, but now that the woods are all dense, you don't see as many as before, you know. Not only because some of them might not have made it, but you know, they have so much protection now you can't see them as well. But cute little shits. So I think that's enough load for the Mitsubishi. There's another load, and we got to cut up all them stumps yet. As you can tell, some of this is getting a little punky, dirty. Obviously it'll be a year. Let all this stuff dry for a year. But hey, it's good enough for a campfire, and me and my fiance, we love having campfires and having people over. So gotta put the work in and get the fuel. So let's go stack it. Good idea to put it in full. That's heavy. The fuel shut-off solenoid actually took a shit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. That's all you gotta do is reach down in here. Shut the fuel off. Pretty simple. Cute little 3-cylinder Mitsubishi diesel. Oh, here, right here you can see. See how she's puking a little bit of coolant? That's what I've been trying to gain on. But I'll show you my log setup. Show you that. And so here I just built a structure, just a roof structure for my firewood. As you can see, here's some of it. It's double racked, sitting on some 2x4s. Chipmunks love making little nests in here. But we're gonna finish stacking some of this. And actually, I want to do over here. I got to do over here yet a little bit, but I'll show you. I'll show you that pickaroo. And here's that's my splitting stump over there. Split maul, real cheapo Amazon. Nothing nice. I'm not good enough yet where I want a nice one yet, because you know what happens when you have real nice ones, wooden handles, is you miss a couple times, and you know, something like that happens. So I don't trust myself enough to get a nice one yet. I want to work my way up there. It's all about skill. Keep on gaining skill. Something as simple as splitting wood. But here's a pickaroo. I made mine out of metal, just scrap stuff. But here's the end of it. As you can see, it's on a little bit of an angle, and it's focus. Whatever, it's like a little chisel on the end. That's the way I did it. That's the way I interpreted it. But the problem there is, and what you're supposed to do with it is literally just do this. See. Now, obviously, see, like I said, I screwed up when I made it. It don't work. I messed up. I must have designed it poorly, different angle. Like I say, I think it's about the point. But, oh well, hey, live and learn. Like I say, I should have just broke down and bought one anyway in the first place, but... so yeah, this is pretty boring stuff. I'm going to stack this stuff up over here behind me, and probably go in, play with the pups a little bit, and make some lunch before work. Right now we're mixing up this bedliner stuff. Now this is different than other kinds of paints. It says right on lids to not shake it and only stir it, just because I think just more or less because of the actual rubber in it. They want you to mix it up good, so I'm just stirring it here with a paint stick. How well, I don't think it's too crucial. But there, as you can see, the ramp is pretty dry, so we're going to apply this and try and keep the dogs off of it, because they all three are out here now. And that would not be a good thing to attract in the house on white carpet. Might make some of us pretty angry, actually. So yeah, a nice cheapo throwaway paintbrush. Just going to shellac it on and see how it goes. With any luck, keep the dogs off of it. Right now I got a camera woman running it, which makes doing projects a lot easier. You don't realize how hard it is to film yourself with one hand, whether it's driving a tractor. Oh, nice. That's D-Man's going to the bathroom. So yeah, let's see what happens here. But anyway, what I was saying is you don't really realize how hard it is filming yourself and trying to get your projects done, or good filming material, until you actually do it. So kudos to you guys who have been doing this for a while. My God, does it suck. But as you can see, here's this is what it's going to be. It's literally going to be a rubberized. You can actually see the chunks of rubber in there. And that'll hopefully give the dogs enough traction and make them feel confident enough to use it. Otherwise, what the hell was the point of building it, you know? And just pretty simple. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. They make a roller kit that's, I'm sure, a ton better to use than just this throwaway paintbrush. But oh well. This is all I had. So this is going to be good enough, I think. Not quite sure if we have enough material, actually, as far as paint, or undercoating, I should say, or, excuse me, bed liner. But we'll see. I'll have to read up on the facts as far as cure times on these. I'm assuming a day is always a good thing. Would my woman like to introduce herself behind the camera, or no?
No.
She says no. Alright, fair enough. We'll see how this dries, you know, and kind of go from there. $1 paintbrush or 50 cent, depending on where you get them. Cheapo, throw it away, throw the can away. Yeah. Try and keep the dogs off of it. Right. Yeah, right. Cool. Like and subscribe. Here, I'll take the camera. Honey, I'll introduce you.
No thanks.
I'll introduce you.
No thanks.
You're all dialed up anyway.
No thank
I
you.
can do it. Here's the hatchet that I screwed up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do wrong, dear?
Took the cool part off.
It was all rusted, so I cleaned it up at work. The lap wheel and the flap wheel. Ground a nice edge on it. Brought it home all shiny. I was gonna give it a layer of oil or something, you know, and my woman more or less said I screwed up. I took the cool factor out of it, the rusted part, and so put it outside and let it rust up again. Oh, how about that? So yeah, that's about it. That's it for the day. Like and subscribe, and let us know what you want to see. We got plenty of stuff to do. We gotta feed the birds, move the tractor, gotta dump the coolant on that because it's overheating again. I'll show you what happens when it coolant sludged up. You know, I put water in that. Now when I dump it out, it'll look just brown and, you know, crappy. But you're just trying to get that stuff out of the cooling system. Because say stuff's sitting around, that's the worst thing you can do to any small engine or any engine in general. Let it sit. Batteries go dead. Stuff rusts up. Never a good thing. So, all right. I think that's enough. Like and subscribe. Bye.